are not coming. Let him come here. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the 46th annual general meeting of our company, Ikeja Hotel PLC. Thank you. Thank you so much. What we do in court is I take a bow. Thank you. The registrar has confirmed that there is a quorum for this meeting, and we currently have 163 shareholders. The meeting having been duly convened and properly constituted, I hereby declare the meeting open. May I call on Ikeja Kudaisi to say the opening prayer.
Let us pray. In the mighty name of Allah, God Almighty, as we are about to start today's meeting, please take preeminent control of this meeting. Be the chairperson of this meeting. Everything that will be said today in deliberation, in suggestion, in everything, please let it be for betterment of this great company. God Almighty, all the stakeholders, the shareholders that invested in this company, give us long life to reap the fruit of our labor. God Almighty, I put all the directors and all the management under your care. Please look after them, protect them, guide them. At any given time they sit to deliberate on the affairs of this company, God Almighty be with them. Don't mislead them. All these and more I ask for in the mighty name of Allah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amin. 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 Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifuna. Wassalamu ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 46th annual general meeting of your company, for which notice has been given to members having a right to attend and vote thereat. Article 60 of the company's Articles of Association provides that 3 members of the company present in person or by proxy shall form a quorum. Before the main business of today, may I now call upon the registrars to read to the meeting the proxy report.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, board members, and esteemed shareholders. We hereby confirm that 14 proxies and 163 shareholders representing 1,588,011,775 units of shares have been recorded has been present. This represents 76.36% of the issued share capital. Mr. Chairman, a quorum has been met. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We are very grateful for the very massive attendance of shareholders. I now therefore declare that a proper quorum as required by the company's Articles of Association for this meeting has been formed, and I declare the meeting open. In accordance with Article 63 of the Company's Articles of Association, a pool may be demanded by A, the chairman of the meeting, or B, at least 5 members entitled to vote at such meeting, present in person or by proxy, and representing not less than 1/10 of the total voting rights of all the members having the right to vote at the meeting. Or C, by 1 or more members entitled to vote at such meeting, present in person or by proxy, holding shares in the company, conferring a right to vote at the meeting, being shares on which an aggregate sum has been paid up equal to not less than 1/10 of the total sum paid up on all the shares conferring that right. I will now, as chairman, make a demand that voting on all matters to be considered at this 46th annual general meeting, save the election of statutory audit committee, be by pool. I would also like to request that those moving motions, those seconding motions put to the meeting, those making comments or asking questions should speak clearly into the microphone. Before speaking, kindly commence by stating your name. There will be opportunity for questions and comments. I wish to appeal to each speaker to be brief and to please restrict himself or herself to one question only, so as to give others a chance to also ask questions. Introduction of the directors and the company secretary and other officers that are here. The profiles of the directors are contained in the published accounts which have been earlier circulated. Permit me therefore to introduce the directors and the company secretary by their names and designation. On my extreme left is Mr. Toke Alex Ibro. Take a bow. And next to him is Mr. Theo Netufo, the Managing Director, CEO. On my extreme right is Mr. Kunle Aluko, Director. And next to him is Alhaji Abacha Bulama. On my immediate right is our able company secretary, Mrs. Bumi Tadema. Joining us virtually are the following directors: Ms. Ngozi Edozian, Mr. Ufoma Ibro, and Mrs. Kemi Adeoye. And I am Anthony Idigbe, your chairman. Also in attendance are the representatives of the joint external auditors, Messrs. Ugochukwu Ike and Co. and Ahmed Zakari and Co. May I request that we be quiet, please? We have our regulators here with us. They are watching these proceedings and they will send the usual report. So please, can we just be a bit quiet? Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, on the issue of annual report, that has already been sent to you electronically. On the issue of chairs, we would make effort to address that matter. Okay, and then I would like to introduce the members of the Statutory Audit Committee. We have Alhaji Wahab Ajani, Mr. Adelakun Adeshola Lukman, and Mr. Peter Enyanuko. We also have our director members, Mr. Kunle Aluko and Alhaji Bulama. Thank you. Thank you so much. And now, in addition, we do have our regulators here. We have our representative from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yeah, thank you so much. And we also have our representatives from the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Nigerian Exchange. And we have our representative from the Financial Reporting Council. Thank you. We are very grateful for your presence here today to monitor our meeting. I now call on the Secretary to read the notice convening this meeting. We take your point of order.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, can I go on? My name is Ikeja Boniface. Mr. Chairman, these two gentlemen invited for the meeting, they are still standing as one of the regulators. I think you should provide chair for them since they are invited. They shouldn't stand. And if you look at a lot of seats here, a lot of bags and annual reports are being placed. People are standing. So if there's nobody sitting on those chairs, can people fill those chairs instead of people placing their bags on it and they are not sitting down on those seats? People are standing at the back. So let them take over the seats.
Thank you so much.
That's my observation, sir.
Yes, Mr. Boniface. Okay, thank you so much for pointing out the error or the conduct of reserving chairs. Please, no chairs are reserved. Please, the meeting has already started. Anybody that is not here is out. Please, if you see any chair, take it. Thank you.
Good morning, directors and shareholders. Notice of general meeting. Notice is hereby given that the 46th annual general meeting of Ikeja Hotel PLC will hold at Sheraton Lagos Hotel, 30 Mobolaji Bank Anthony Way, Ikeja, Lagos, on Wednesday, July 26, 2023 at 10 a.m. to transact the following businesses. Agenda, ordinary business. 1. To lay before the members the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2022, together with the report of the directors, audit committee and external auditors thereon. 2. To declare a dividend. 3. To ratify the appointment of the following persons as directors of the company. 1. Ms. Ngozi Edozien. 2. Ms. Olukemi Adeoye. 4. To reappoint the external auditors. 5. To authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors for the 2023 financial year. 6. To elect shareholder members of the audit committee. 7. Disclosure of the remuneration of the managers of the company. Special business. 8. To approve the remuneration of the non-executive directors. 9. To amend the company's articles of association as follows. that Article 51 of the Memorandum and Articles of Association of the company be amended by replacing the extant provision with the following clause. A general meeting, to be known as annual general meeting, shall be held once every calendar year, at such time not being more than 15 months after the holding of the last preceding annual general meeting. Place and manner as may be determined by directors. A general meeting of the company may be held virtually via teleconferencing or through any other electronic or technological means as the directors may determine. 10. That Article 125 of the Memorandum and Articles of Association of the company be amended by the insertion of the following provision to replace the current provision. A notice, which expression for the purpose of this present shall be deemed to include and shall include any summons, notice, process, order, judgment, or any other document in relation to or in the winding up of the company, may be given by the company to any member, either personally or by sending it by post, electronic mail, publication of the company's website, SMS, or any other electronic means, or by cable sent to him at his registered address, provided that in the case of a member having a registered address outside Nigeria, it shall be given by airmail, email, or other electronic means, cable or telex to him as his registered address or email. Item 11. In compliance with Section 124 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and Regulation 13 of the Companies Regulation 2021, the shareholders of the company hereby approve the following resolutions. I. That pursuant to Article 6 and 48 of the Companies Articles of Association, and the directors having so recommended, the shareholders hereby approve the issue of a bonus issue of 1 share for every 3 shares held in the company, amounting to 692,932,133 units at 50 kobo each, at a total cost of 346,466,066 naira 5 kobo to members on the register of members as at July the 4th, 2023, to be set off from the company's retained earnings in the 2022 audited accounts of the company. 2. That additional capital be raised by the issuance of 1,133,888,945 units of unissued shares of the company as a rights issue at the rate of 1 naira per share to existing shareholders based on 6 new ordinary shares for every 11 ordinary shares held in the company, to members on the register of members as at December the 13th, 2022, based on the 2022 audited accounts of the company. 12. That directors be and are hereby authorized to take such actions and to do so all such acts, deeds, and things as they may deem necessary to give effect to the above resolutions, including executing or authorizing the execution of all relevant documents and appointing any required professional advisor, and that all actions previously taken by directors in that regard be and are hereby ratified. There are notes to the accounts on proxy, proposed dividend, payment date of dividends, registration on claim dividend warrants and share certificates, nominations for the audit committee, profile of directors, websites, right of shareholders to ask questions, closure of register, and the virtual meeting link. By order of the board, for Punuka Nominees Limited Company Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The chairman's statement was circulated together with the published accounts. I therefore would appreciate it if it were taken as read. Thank you very much. We now proceed to the agenda of the day. You will each have received your copy of the 2022 accounts of the company together with the report of the directors. Item number 1, to receive the audited accounts. The first agenda for the day is to lay before members for approval the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2022, together with the report of the directors, audit committee, and external auditors thereon. I now call on the representative of the external auditors to please present the auditor's report, which was circulated to members with the financial statement for the year ended December 31, 2022.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Good morning, the distinguished shareholders. My name is Ike Ogugofo. With me here is Kayode Lawal. We represent Ugochukwu Ike and Co. and Ahmed Zachary and Co., both the joint auditors to Ikeja Hotel PLC. And on behalf of those joint audit firms, we present to you the audited financial statements, and I go specifically to the auditor's report. The auditor's report is on page 26. It's actually from page 26. But before I go through that, I crave your indulgence to please be allowed to just read some sections of that report because of the volume. Great, thank you. This is the independent auditor's report on the account for the year ended 31st December 2022. We have audited the accompanying consolidated financial statements of Ikeja Hotel PLC, the company, and its subsidiaries, together the group, which comprise the consolidated statement of financial position at 31st December 2022, and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, the statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows for the year ended on that date. It also encompasses the notes to the accounts and the summary of significant accounting policies. In our opinion, the consolidated financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the group as at 31st December 2022 and its financial performance and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, in accordance as well with the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act number 6, 2011, and in accordance with the requirements of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. I take the basis of our opinion. We conducted our audit in accordance with the International Standards on Auditing, ISA. Our responsibilities under those standards are further described in the auditor's responsibilities for the audit of the financial statement section of our report. We are independent of the group in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, IESBA Code, together with the ethical requirements that are relevant for our audit. We have fulfilled our other ethical responsibilities in accordance with these requirements and the ISB Code. We believe that the audit evidence we have obtained in the course of the audit is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our audit. I want to also just take the first paragraph on the director's responsibilities to the financial statement. That's on page 27. The directors are responsible for the preparation and fair presentation of the financial statements in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards and in compliance with the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act number 6, 2011, and the requirement of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and for such other internal control as the directors determine is necessary in the preparation of the accounts. And from us, they also take care of the other necessary material items. In preparing the consolidated financial statement, the directors are responsible for assessing the group's ability to continue as a going concern, describing as applicable matters related to going concern and using the going concern basis for accounting unless the directors either intend to liquidate the group or cease operations or have no realistic alternative but to do so. Those charged with governance are responsible for overseeing the group's financial reporting process. I also take a bit of the auditor's responsibility to the financial statement. Our objectives as auditors are to obtain the reasonable assurance about whether the audited financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue our auditor's report that includes our opinion. Reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, but it's not a guarantee that an audit conducted in accordance with ISA will always detect a material misstatement when it exists. I look at the last paragraph, which is a report on other legal and regulatory matters. In accordance with the requirements of Schedule 5 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, we confirm that we have obtained all information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of the audit. The group has kept proper books of account so far as that appears from our examination of those books, and returns adequate for the audit have been obtained from the branches not visited during the audit. The group and company statement of financial position and profit or loss and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. This is signed for Ugochukwu Ike and Co. and Ahmed Zakari and Co. Chartered Accountants by Omoni and Olukayode Lawal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I would just like to, on behalf of the company, thank Mr. Ikechukwu Oguguofo and Kayode Lawal of Ugochukwu Ike and Co. and Ahmed Zakari and Co., our external auditors, for that report. I now call on the chairman of the audit committee, Alhaji Abacha Bulama, to present the report of the committee. Oh, okay. I understand that Alhaji Wahab will present the report. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fellow distinguished shareholders, good morning. The report of the audit committee is on page 25. I'm reading this report on behalf of Alhaji Bulama, the chairman of the audit committee. Report of the statutory audit committee for the year ended 31st December 2022. To the members of Ikeja Hotel PLC, in accordance with the provision of Section 404, Subsection 7 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 of Nigeria, the members of the Audit Committee of Ikeja Hotel PLC hereby report on the financial statement for the year ended 31st December 2022. We have exercised our statutory functions under the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and acknowledged the cooperation of management and staff in the conduct of these responsibilities. We are of the opinion that the accounting and reporting policies of the company and group are in agreement with legal requirements and agreed ethical practices, and that the scope and planning of both the external and internal audit for the year ended 31st December 2022 was satisfactory and reinforced the group's internal control system. We have deliberated on the findings of the external auditors and have confirmed that necessary cooperation was received from the management in the course of their statutory audit, and we are satisfied with the management's response to the external auditor's recommendations and with the effectiveness of the company's system of accounting and internal control. Other members of the committee, signed by Mr. Alhaji Abacha, Chairman of the Audit Committee. Other members of the committee are Alhaji Bulama Abacha, FCA. Please stand up for recognition. The chair. My very self, Alhaji Wahab A. Ajani, I bow. Mr. Adelakun Lukman Adesola, Mr. Kunli Aluko, and Mr. Peter Eyanoko. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Wahab Ajani, for that report. As copies have been circulated to you in accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 and the Company's Articles of Association, I hereby lay before this meeting the Director's report, the balance sheet, together with the financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2022. My colleagues and I will be pleased to answer questions and listen to comments which you may have on the report and financial statements before we proceed to the next item on the agenda. In doing so, it will help to ensure that we give the right answers if you could refer to the page of the report and accounts to which your questions or comments relate. Please keep your questions short and concise. Thank you very much. Let's start with the lady, because they are in charge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, other board members, the regulatory authorities here present, my fellow distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrister Detu Tushinyobola. I'm the president of Highly Favored Shareholders. Mr. Chairman, I have some observations, comments, questions, and suggestions on Ikeja Hotel PLC 2022 annual report. With your kind permission, I will quickly run through them. On page 2, financial highlights. I want to limit myself to group performance. Revenue grew by 31% from 9.9 billion naira to 12.9 billion naira in the year under review. Loss before taxation grew from a profit of 200.9 million naira to a loss of 3.4 billion naira in the year under review. Loss for the year grew from 180.6 million naira to 3.9 billion naira in the year under review. Loss per share in kobo grew from 9 kobo to 189 kobo in the year under review. I observe a growth in our turnover and a devastating loss in the year under review. I want to seize this opportunity to encourage the board and the management team for their efforts and implore them to do more to bring our company back to profitability. We are tired of losses. It will not be our portion again in Jesus' name. From page 8 to 12, the beautiful faces and profile of the board of directors and the management team. I observe that we have only 2 ladies in the board and the management team of 10 members, which amounts to 20%. This is unacceptable on gender balancing. We have to improve on it going forward. On page 14, the board, in the chairman's statement, observed that Mrs. Ngozi Edozien was appointed to replace Dr. Alexander Tompoulos, who resigned from our board on the 1st of September 2022, while Mrs. Olukemi Adeoye was also appointed to replace Mrs. Fadeke Olugbemi, who also resigned on the 14th of March 2023. I want to seize this opportunity to welcome our new directors to our board and wish them a fruitful tenure in office. I would also like to seize this opportunity to thank our outgone directors for their meritorious service to our company and wish them the very best in their present and future endeavors. On page 18, item 7, directors and their interest. Observe that only 2 directors have our shares attached to their names directly in the year under review. There is no disclosure of indirect holdings. Why? On the
of power, so as to reduce running cost. These are some of the reasons that I said I want to thank our MD for the cooperation that he has given. Period. Mr. Chairman, also, if you look at page 29 to 30, we need money to compete effectively. We have properties, we have landed properties that we can use. Honestly, if we want to remain at the apex of this industry, we have to raise good sum of money, because by the passing of each day, competitors continue to come up with sound structures, sound innovations in the hospitality business. We should not deceive ourselves. Mr. Chairman, also today, we shall also expect us to explain to the shareholders our intention on the utilization of the money that we will raise from that divestment. We need to know, so that most of us could easily contribute on how to use the money judiciously to expand this business. Because whichever way you look at it, hospitality business makes a lot of money. But as the year continues to grow, the revenue will come down, because every corner of the nation, you see new hotels coming up. Mr. Chairman, today also, I want to inform you that we will second every agenda today. I want to thank you for that 7.5 kobo, though it is very small, because we have waited for many years as Oliver Twist, hoping that dividends will continue to increase. But be as it may, we have to congratulate you for this dividend and for the bonus that you have given to us. Because as shareholders, we could effectively raise money by disposing some of this bonus to get money. But Mr. Chairman, also, as I am congratulating this board for what you have done, I want you to appreciate these shareholders. Their family system is times 10. Because those 15 Nigerians, by the time they start collecting remuneration, support to all their...
On the same page of the agenda, I want to thank the wisdom of the board for deeming it fit to give us a bonus of 1 for 3. I want to appreciate you for that. And I want to advise, sir, in raising the money we are about to raise, there is need to use it to be several steps ahead of our competitors. It is very, very important. Coming to page... Mr. Chairman, coming to page 17. Our turnover actually increased, but like I said earlier, it does not translate into profitability for us. And we need to work very hard to make sure that when next we meet, we should have improved tremendously on the figure we are looking at for this year. Mr. Chairman, the first speaker mentioned non-existence of minority shareholders. Please take it back to the board and make sure next time we have a minority representation on the board. It is very, very important. Mr. Chairman, coming to page 19, under the attendance of the board at their meetings, there is Dr. Tomopoulos Alexandra, who attended once. I was expecting at the tail end of this page to see the reason for it, whether not applicable, as at the time all these meetings were being held, but there was no explanation that was given on the page. Coming to page 21, sir. Out of all the committees, I appreciate all of you, but I give kudos to the audit committee. All of them scored 100% on their committee meeting. Please give them a round of applause. Coming to page 22, Mr. Chairman, it gladdened my heart that we did not contravene any offense. There was no contravention during the course of the year. Please keep it up. Keep it up. Coming to page 30, sir. Admin expenses, we need to really keep it under control so that when we keep it under control, it will impact on our bottom line the subsequent year. So it is very, very important. I'm equally bothered about the loss for the year, like I said earlier. Mr. Chairman, page Mr. Chairman, page 43 and page 25. I think from the secretariat for future, before they finally take the annual account for final printing, somebody must be responsible for going through the accounts and seeing that the first run is presented for approval. If you go to those pages I've just mentioned, 44, 35, you see they are like double printed and they are not clear. The messages there are not clear to us. So please, somebody should take the responsibility for future account printing. Mr. Chairman, coming to page 45. Under unclaimed dividend. Under unclaimed dividend, there is a statement there that I read that says the unclaimed dividend trust fund and shall become a special debt owed by the federal government to the relevant shareholders and claimable by the shareholders at any time. Mr. Chairman, I'm appealing to all shareholders here present. Tell your relations, tell your sisters, tell your brothers that have unclaimed dividends. Any money that enters government purse, that is the end of the story. They should come up and claim their dividend. It is very, very important. Fill your e-mandate dividend, e-mandate form, so that you collect your money. Coming to page 62, sir. Under administrative expenses, I see director's remuneration, director's expenses. It's quite a jump. To whom much is given, much is expected. But please, let's see what we can do to make sure that this is not out of control. Coming to page 65, sir. Management through technical services agreement. We have agreement with Marriott and services at BVBA at the technical fee of 1.5 and incentive fee of 3% adjusted gross earning profit of the whole hotel during the financial year. Please, Chairman, I'm just wondering, can it not be negotiated down a little bit more? You know, gross earning is huge, it's big. Please, let's see what we can do about this. Then on the issue of, I want update on the notice of revocation of our certificate of occupancy. How far have we gone on that? I think I need some explanation. And finally, sir, how far have we resolved the issue of the legacy issues? How far have we gone about all those things? Thank you for the opportunity. God bless everybody.
Thank you so much. The next, yes. We'll come back. I'll go that way, then I'll start from this side and come back again.
Mr. Chairman, Ikeja Hotel PAC, other directors, fellow distinguished shareholders, good morning. My name is Ikeja Boniface. Mr. Chairman, while I commending the board for the job we're done holding forth for over 7 years now running, when you people are appointed by SEC to midwife this campaign. I think what we should be looking at, Mr. Chairman, you have done very well. I said it last time in this AGM, this floor, that if the owners of the company, based in what you have done, there's owners of this company, if you look at the book here with us, they are holding, there's owners. And when the problem arises, SEC intervene in their wisdom to save the situation and order the forensic audit. And I believe by now, if SEC know what they're doing, that report should be out to the members of the public. And that would address the issues that have lingered on while the warring parties are fighting over each other. And that's the sense of, SEC, as a political body, whatever, as a regulator. Don't they have a political will to let us know what is the outcome which will pay? Say they did not pay for it. It's the company that pay for the forensic, to give us the outcome of it, so that the issue can be laid to rest. And the owners of the company can take over the company and run. If it's appropriate to them, they say, Mr. Chief Anthony Dibe, SAM, PhD, have done well. They can nominate you to be the chairman, now appointed by the shareholders, not by regulators. This is why I've got worried that our regulators are also the architect of problem happening today. Instead of them to be a solution, they are compounding the problem. And that's what's affecting the company today, day to day. If not in your own wisdom, I don't think we'll be able to navigate to see what even to pay about, because you are not the interim board, yes, interim board, appointed by SEC. SEC is not owners of the company. They have no right. So they should have been withdrawn their services all along so that the company will have its way to run this business. Mr. Chairman, this hotel today, if you don't renovate, if you don't see a shining places that people can come with good atmosphere, in those days, Sheraton need to behave of activities. People coming from the airport, they drove in here to reside. But today, a lot of hotels have spring up in Ikeja. More beautiful than here today. And people can go in a serene environment to accommodate it. They're coming to Sheraton. So, Mr. Chairman, look at the hall here. And this hall alone cannot even accommodate an annual general meeting. In those days, people rushing to Sheraton to conduct their AGM. But seeing the smallest of the hall, we need to expand. But I know you are doing a lot. They say there's a work going at the back. We want to see that place, see what you have done. And that's area I want to commend the board. And when you have done this good job, it is time people begin to appreciate the board when you leave. And say, this board have left when ovation is loud than clear. Than perpetuate yourself in the office as an interim board. it does not give healthy in the running of the place, Mr. Chairman. And that's why I know it's not your own making, but it's behove on this board to get back to say, look, our job is done. What is our mandate? Because we're given a target, you are given a mandate. And if I leave that mandate, it becomes useful. So that's where I looked at things. You must get back to the sec that, look, we have done our job. Let us know the way forward so that owners of the company can take over the company and run it. And if they are fair, we hold them accountable and responsible. Today you enter them in. Thank God a person like you have that integrity. If you fail, we can't hold you responsible. That's the truth. We cannot hold you responsible. You can only report to SEC. So, Mr. Chairman, I am pleading once more that it is high time that SEC will draw its appointees. That's the truth. And the people today that are replacing those that are retired, we are not seeing them here. And you want us to confirm them. Are you telling us they are in this building, they are in this hall? That's what we want to hear from. Otherwise, I can't find it, to confirm the appointment when they are not here. That means even if you are confirmed, they are not going to attend board meetings and AGMs. Because there's no explanation from chairman coming to you to us as their absence here in this hall this morning. And I believe maybe they are around the hall. Pending when their time will come up, they show up. Because they didn't tell us, even those directors who are existing ones, apart from those retired, who have left already resigned, those are still on. He didn't tell us their whereabouts, whether they are joining virtual or whatever. Mr. Chairman, on the notice convened the meeting, I am saying clearly that shareholders have right to attend their meeting without being virtual. If you want virtual, that means you also have to embrace physical meeting and virtual. That means if you travel to Canada always, use your second home, Mr. Chairman, you can participate in the meeting by joining virtual. There's nothing wrong about that. So the shareholder must be given their right to attend a physical meeting. We cannot approve for you that meeting continue to hold virtual, where they have their leg to walk in here, attend the meetings. So except they travel to the village and the network permit them, they can join virtual to participate. They are losing nothing. So, Mr. Chairman, that's the way it's going to be. We're not going to give you blanket, virtual meeting. It can't happen. Because a lot of companies are busy it today. And even if we had their network, they will tell there's no network. They'll take you away. So we need to be virtual to contribute meaningfully. Even though they are not, even people are quiet now, Yes, in a setting like this, there will be noise. But that's not to take a decision to outright bound shareholder for participating where they invested. But when the proceeding came, people will calm down. They are not calm down. They are listening quietly. So, Mr. Chairman, I appeal that we should take it where we are holding virtual and also physical meetings. That's the way it should go. When that time comes, we amend it. We will tell you how to amend it. You're a lawyer, SAM for that matter. So that law will be amended here and we'll pass it. That's the way to go. Mr. Chairman, people are talking about, if you look on page 862, I'm also of the opinion that we should watch 5.9 billion on group and 1.075 billion as again 939 million. We must watch our expenses. We must watch it, Mr. Chairman. We must watch it so that we can pay dividend from the turnover, operational, not on return. If return is not there, what will we pay today? So we need to watch our expenses. Mr. Chairman, I want to also appeal going forward. This is the day you are defaulted in posting annual report. But I have to plead, the management have not been defaulting in posting this annual report in the past. They are not. I want to commend the management, but I don't know what happened. Whether the board didn't approve early of this agent to print annual report and send out, So going forward, our registrar have been up and doing. They have never failed in the past. Let us take it seriously. Even if we don't need glossy, you can print black and white and post it than waiting for glossy. So if you want to save costs, I want to advance that we want to get this in early in time, posted to shareholders. I want to commend Eniola Theophilus for what you have done so far since was appointed MD to transform this company. And given free hand, I know he must do better than this we're having today. Mr. Chairman, the right issue, I think this is the right time. Considering on auditors' risk of growing concern, all the receivable, we must go after them. But Mr. Chairman, this is the time for the right issue. Not when we are part of the resolution today, you keep it on the shelf and it will be accumulated with dust without taking action. When shareholders are giving you approval, go to SEC, your appointee, they will be able to approve it. Even if you done that, and you exit, so the company will have a good working capital instead of going to bank to borrow. So whatever customer will rake in as revenue from the customers, and with the right issue, I think the shareholder, properly owners of the company, can now use that money, begin to retool, arrangement or renovations, repainting the place so that it can attract patronage. So that somebody coming to Serenity, everything will be clear. They will not come here. Sheraton is the best hotel around here, no matter those that spring up. So they still have that European mentality of hospitality. So let us bring Sheraton the old way it used to be before that hotel begin to spring up to take away our customers. I believe strongly that this place is the mainstream destinations for hospitality. And if proper placing and renovation have been taking place in our rooms, in the surrounding environment. So we have a lot of place to be developed. Thank God that Lagos State now constructing bridge, Bega, at the back. So that's also going to make business to boost activities here in this place. I pray, Mr. Chairman, that let us take the right decision at the right time. If it's 1 naira, let it be 1 naira at the right time, at appointed time. With the share going up now, people will be able to take their right. I'm pleading that we should do it timely so we can get this money, and those money will be now begin to use to do things we want to put in place to make this place attractive for patronage. I plead that, Chairman, this is the time for it. And I'm pleading that, SEC also will do justice, tell us with the outcome of this campaign. That's the way forward for this campaign. So that everything we put to rest, people start afresh.
Thank you.
By the leave way you have done the board. Please, don't say right away. For the lead way you have done, giving way to run this campaign, I think this is the time to move on.
Thank you.
God bless Sheraton and God bless shareholders.
Thank you. Yes, the gentleman, yes, at that side, yes. Yes.
My name is Okwonla Emmanuel Larewaju, all the way from Akure. My contribution is very simple and very straightforward. On page 30, listen, on page 30, the financial cost of 1 billion naira is unreasonable. The cost of sales of 9 billion from total revenue of 12 billion shows that the company needs wisdom in managing. Then my second thing is that loss of last year of 180 million to 3.9 billion this year. How long do you want to break even? Or you want to continue like this than giving the shareholder value to their money? And finally, unclaimed dividend in your books, the complication is due to the complication from registrars. The compilation is due to complication from registrar, which you have to look into. Most of these registrars insist on signature verification. And as a registrar, I think they need to have all these things in their records. So you have to look into it so that it will prevent continuous piling of dividends. I mean, unclaimed dividend. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, it's one of the best times to make progress. Good morning. How are you? We have missed you. You weren't around last year, but I'm sure that you are okay and you are fine. Mr. Chairman, I want to commend the directors for the result we are considering today. And I also want to commend our partners and our managers.
They are asking for your name.
Mr. Chairman, don't mind them. They are my constituency. My name is Triple A. So, Mr. Chairman, for the records, I'm Adebayo Adetunji Adeleke. I also want to extend appreciation to Martins and Alfia, because these are the people managing the brand, apart from the indefatigable managing director. Mr. Chairman, there are some matters arising that we need to speak to in terms of this business. Number one, we are having a dividend of 7.5 kobo. Thank you. Number two, we are having a bonus. Thank you. These are very clear signs that the company is turning the corner, and we are happy. Mr. Chairman, I personally want to also thank you, because when we were entering these premises today, I saw some level of construction taking place at the main entrance. And as an advocate for safety, that we need to prioritize the value of the human life, I've stated on this floor for several years on the need for us to move back our gate from the main road. And I want to thank you that the board has finally acceded to that request. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, I want to speak to the major shareholders of this company. Our experience last year was not too palatable. I want to speak to them that they should, in the interest of the business, try to reconcile and try to make sure that they prioritize the interest of the business over and above personal interests. We want them to work together with the board so that they can deliver value to all the stakeholders. And that can only be done in an atmosphere of peace, and that peace can also be attained only by mutual respect. So, Mr. Chairman, please, it's a message I think we need to send to them. We want to thank Fadike Olugbemi for the time she spent on the board, and we also want to welcome Ngozi and Kemi onto our board. We want to believe that they will add value to the business that they are coming to join. Mr. Chairman, the price of the right issue gives me some level of concern. And this has got to also do with some level of experience by this same company. Some 3 or 4 years ago, Mr. Chairman, there was an attempt to sell some shares of this company for 1 naira. There was an attempt, yes. And I know what happened that time, that sale was frustrated, because people believe that this company has more value than 1 naira, and that somebody wanted to buy it through the back door. And so what did the shareholders do? They went to the market and pushed the price to 4 naira. And that frustrated it, because you can't be having the share price at 4 naira in the open market and somebody says, I want to buy it for 1 naira. Today, our stock is selling for 3 naira. So if you want to price it appropriately, I think the board will need to take a second look at the kind of price that we want to bring to the market. My brother and my friend, Boniface Okeze, talks about virtual AGM and in-person AGM. I think I will second him by saying there's a need for us to make sure that we make it a hybrid, such that people can attend both physically and virtually. That is the resolve of all shareholders. We don't want to be excluded from the commonwealth that we have created. We are the owners of the business. So when that time comes, please, Chairman, we'll make that amendment. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I also want to talk about page 27. We have this albatross of 9.89 billion naira related party loan. Mr. Chairman, I think it is time to begin to explore some other diplomatic areas of resolving this issue. I think we need to negotiate, and I think we need to have an action plan to resolve this long outstanding, because it keeps on compounding. It keeps on compounding. So let's come to the table, let's reach some form of agreement, some form of negotiation, some form of trading, some form of reconciliation, and some form of moving forward in the interest of the business. So having said that, Mr. Chairman, I want to believe that our business is doing far better than before. We have divested from Sheraton Abuja or Capital Hotels PLC. We also have legacy issues about that particular company, even from the time that we bought it from BPE or what have you. It wasn't the best kind of investment, but we did. But thank God that we're out. But we are not totally out. So I want the chairman to tell us what is now our current shareholding in Capital Hotel. We divested from being the substantive shareholder, but now we are still having some form of interest there. So we want to know what we have there. So, Mr. Chairman, having said that, I want to just thank and congratulate all these shareholders who have waited for so long for this company to turn the corner, and I want to believe that we'll continue to celebrate. On a final note, Mr. Chairman, or let me say on a light note, Mr. Chairman, when you have a friend whose name is Duro, Duro in Yoruba means stand up, and he comes to greet you in your house, and you offered him a seat, and to sit down in Yoruba means Joko. Joko, sit down. So how do you actually entertain that friend when he comes in? Because in Yoruba culture, you address people by their name, and then you say what you want to say. So the man comes in and you say, Duro, stand up. And you say, Joko. I think some level of irony is involved. Shareholders want you to minimize expenses. But shareholders also want you to pay them transport. Duro, Joko. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I note the request for progress, and I would like to address many of the issues that have been raised. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I would like to address the issues that have been raised. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I must admit that I am humbled by the passionate interest that shareholders have shown in this company. And from the contributions that we have all heard today, it is clear that shareholders have actually taken pains to study the reports that have been given to them and have a lot of interest in this company. We are grateful for that. We are richer by your participation and your contribution, not only in terms of contributing equity to the company, but contributing your knowledge, your experience at these meetings to guide us as the board. All you have said is well taken. Some of the issues that have been raised has to do with cost and expenses. If you note that there has been inflation, and then you have the wars that have been going on around the world, which affect the business. And recently we have had devaluation. So there are lots of challenges, even though this report is for last year. So these challenges are continuing. And we are doing our best to manage them. Luckily, the property is still doing very well. Notwithstanding the competition, we have some of the highest occupancy rate in Lagos. We appreciate that the asset requires some refreshment. We are working very hard on that. Hopefully, and I'm trying not to make forecast because the regulators are here. So we are discussing only our performance as at December 2022. So let me restrict it to that. But to reassure you that the board is sensitive to the need to refresh this asset. The board also is aware that the banqueting facilities have become inadequate. And I'm happy to announce to you that we have completed work on the Bamora Convention Center with capacity for about 2,000 people. 4, yeah, between 2,000 to 4,000 is huge. And so we have improved the banqueting facilities, and that should have some impact on our revenue going forward. On the divestment from Capital Hotel, some of the figures you are seeing are what we call book entries. The reality of the situation is that it has released cash, and we have the cash, and the question was asked, what will we do with the cash? We have undertaken a transformation agenda, and under that transformation agenda, some of that money will go into refreshing this asset, and then some of it will go towards pursuing some other directions that the board has approved. So I have great confidence in the company. The issues around our legacy challenges, we are working very hard with the shareholders and the regulators to resolve that matter. I am very hopeful that sooner than later the issue will be resolved, particularly around the forensic outcome, audit outcome, and the long-term exit strategy to take the company out of regulatory intervention. We are working very hard to get that outcome in a way that the company will be sustainable and will not revert to deadlock. So I just want to assure you that the board is doing everything possible on that. On the losses which you see in the books as a result of those shareholder loans, we are doing everything possible to see how we can restructure the balance statement of financial position within the context of the exit strategy for the legacy issues. So hopefully, given the attention that the regulators and the shareholders are paying to the issue, that issue also will be resolved. One thing that I agree with completely is that Ikeja Hotel has the best property, the best asset, honestly, in Lagos for hospitality business. The location, the size of the land, the existing facilities, I don't think there's any competition. However, like any asset, you know, assets depreciate from time to time. So we need to give the asset some attention. And we are working very hard. We are working extremely hard to do that. And so we share the same passion, the same concerns that you have. I just want to assure you that we are doing everything on that. On some of the other issues that were raised around virtual meetings or directors who are not here, I must say, first of all, that the issue of availability is a strong issue that we consider in appointing directors or filling vacancies. But the other issue is also the value which they bring. So you can have somebody appointed who is sitting there every day with nothing in the head and not much use to us, right? Or you can have people who are extremely busy, can find time to attend our meetings virtually or physically, but more importantly, that the management benefits a lot from their knowledge, their skill, and their experience. I think we are really fortunate to have these two new directors, Ms. Ngozi Edozie and Kemi Adeoye. They are very busy people with very vast local and international experience. And we are already seeing the impact of their contribution. So I think that we should, there was some calendaring difficulty and some error on the understanding of the date of this meeting that led to a conflict for some of them. And so they had to go to attend other meetings where they are playing more presiding role than coming here where they'll just be sitting down. But when we need them to work, they work. And I'm really happy to have them. And they are from the shareholders, right? So we need to encourage the shareholders as part of that long-term exit strategy to appoint quality people to the board, because that is what would ensure that when we leave, those of us that are sort of regulator appointed, that there will be solid people who can keep this company going. So I just want to thank all of us again for your contribution. And now, having now answered your questions, I now propose that the audited financial statements for the period ended December 31, 2022, together with the reports thereon, be and are hereby received. Please, no, yes. I had already laid it down, if you recall. Yes, I laid it earlier on. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you. So we go to, I can see why some of us are very anxious about going to the next item. Item number 2, declaration of dividend. Item number 2 on the agenda is the declaration of dividend. But please, before we declare dividend, I just wanted to use this opportunity to ask those who are running this asset to stand up for recognition. Mr. Martin Brendenon. He is the general manager for the hotel. And Ms. Alfia Sharafu Dinovo. Okay. So they represent Marriott, the operators of the hotel. Item number 2 on the agenda is the declaration of dividends. Section 426, subsection 1 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 states that a company may, in a general meeting, declare dividend in respect of any year or other period only on the recommendation of the directors. I hereby move that dividend payment in the total sum of 155,909,730 naira, which translates to 7.5 kobo per ordinary share of the company, subject to withholding tax, is hereby approved. Will the shareholder please rise and second this motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, will you, before seconding the motion, can I make a comment?
No.
Okay, sir. I'm any for Gafa. I second the motion, sir.
May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we'll run through the voting instruction, which is a video. Okay, so I'll just run us through the voting instruction. An electronic voting device was issued to those eligible to vote. The device has been activated and is ready for use. A resolution will be announced, and voting for the resolution will commence after the announcement. On the voting pad, 1 represents yes, 2 represents no, 3 represents abstain. Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or press 3 for abstain. Voting for a resolution commences and ends in 30 seconds. Voting results will be displayed immediately each voting session ends. Unit holding indicated on the results slide is in shareholding percentage and unit holding. Please do not touch any other button other than 1, 2, or 3. So we'll have the resolution on display. And the timer is up. Please vote. Voting has commenced. Timer is on. Voting has commenced. Please press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting is in session. Voting has ended, and we have 100% in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Registrar.
Yes.
Chairman, thank you. Very brief one. For the future, I want GTL to please hear this. We so much hold Ikeja Hotel in high esteem. I want Ikeja Hotel to be among the companies that pay dividend on same day. We are holding this meeting 26 Wednesday today, and we are not paying dividend until Monday 31. I think why the delay? So please, GTL, please take note. Next year, don't let it be so. Well, if I approve the dividend today, it should pay us today. So that's my observation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to assure you that you will get the money practically simultaneously. Yeah. Adequate arrangement has been made. Yes. I declare the motion as having been unanimously carried. Thank you. We go to item number 3 to ratify the appointment of directors. Item number 3 on the agenda is the ratification and approval of the appointment of Ms. Ngozi Edozian and Mrs. Olukemi Adeoye as directors of the company. Section 273 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 provides that the members at the annual general meeting may re-elect or reject directors and appoint new ones. Can someone please move a motion that Ms. Ngozi Edozian be appointed as a director of the company? I want somebody from the back. Lady. Yes, the lady. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your recognition of a lady. Yeah, we are your mother. My name is Honorable Balogun Oluwatoyin. I seconded the motion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You are moving, oh. You move the motion. Balogun, please give it back to her. Yes.
Sorry, I move.
Okay. Second. The one in cap. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Prince Engineer Kolewu. I second the motion.
Thank you. May I now call on the members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the second resolution on display, and the timer is up. Please vote. Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or press 3 to abstain. Voting is in progress. Please press your devices to participate. Voting has ended, and we have 100% in favor of the resolution. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Registrar. I declare the motion carried. Can someone please move a motion that Mrs. Olukemi Adeoye be appointed as a director of the company? No, there, yes. Yes, the gentleman there, yes.
Thank you, Chairman. I, Sanusi Rashiso, move.
Thank you. Would a shareholder behind rise and second the motion? Behind, in front of me. Yes, the lady at the back. Yes, the lady at the back. Yes, the lady at the back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. God bless you. I second the motion. My name is Chinyere Okoro. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, may I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is on display. The timer is on. Please vote. Press 1 to vote for the resolution. Press 2 if no, or press 3 to abstain. Voting is in progress. Voting has ended, and we have 100% in favor of the resolution.
Thank you. I again declare the motion carried unanimously. We now go to item number 4 on the agenda to reappoint the external auditors. Item number 4 on the agenda is to reappoint the external auditors. Section 401 of the Act, the Companies and Allied Matters Act, requires that every company shall, at each annual general meeting, appoint an auditor or auditors to conduct the to audit the financial statements of the company and to hold office from the conclusion of that until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting. I hereby move that the firms of Messrs. Ugochukwu Ike and Co. and Ahmed Zachary and Co. joint external auditors be and are hereby reappointed as external auditors of the company. Would a shareholder rise to second this motion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Evangelist Dr. Anthony Omojola. I do support the motion.
Thank you, Doctor. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is on display. Let's have the resolution on display. Okay. The timer up. Please hold on. We need a timer on. Just a minute, we'll repost the resolution and have the timer on shortly.
Is the resolution for appointment that should be up, not the remuneration?
Yes.
Okay.
The resolution will be displayed shortly. No, not a problem. To be displayed shortly. Just a system delay. Thank you, my understanding, esteemed shareholder and board of directors. We apologize for that slight delay. The resolution is on display. The timer is on. Please vote. The timer is on. Please vote. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting has ended, and we have 100% in favor of the resolution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Registrar. I declare the motion as having been unanimously carried. We go to item number 5, to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors. Item number 5 on the agenda is to authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the external auditors. Section 408 of the Act requires that the remuneration of the auditors shall be fixed by the company in general meeting or in such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors for the 2023 financial year. Would a shareholder please rise and second this motion? There's a lady at the back, the back. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Ezulike Christiana Ifoma. I so second.
Thank you. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll. I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on display, and the timer is up. Please vote. The timer is up. Please vote. Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or press 3 to abstain. Voting is in progress.
That monitor is off.
Voting has ended, and we have 100% in favor of the resolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Registrar. I declare the motion as having been unanimously carried. We go to item number 6, which is to elect shareholder members of the Audit Committee. Item number 6 on the agenda is the election of the shareholder members of the Audit Committee. In accordance with Section 404, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, our Audit Committee consists of 3 members, 3 representatives of the shareholders, and 2 directors representing the board. The Board of Directors have elected their own representatives. They are Alhaji Abacha Bulama, Mr. Toke Alex Ibro. You are to elect 3 representatives of the shareholders into the Audit Committee in accordance with Section 404, subsection 3 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. Accordingly, the company's secretary received 21 days notice in writing before the annual general meeting the following valid nominations. Mr. Peter Anyanuko, nominated by Salau Mohammed Adebanjo. 2, Mr. Adelakun Lukman Adeshola, nominated by Kujonya Olaiwola Yusuf, and Alhaji Wahab A. Ajani, nominated by Okpara Clement Aniele Chukudi. These were the 3 valid nominations received in accordance with Section 404, subsection 3. In line with the requirements of CAMA, only 3 shareholder members can be members of the Statutory Audit Committee, having been elected at the annual general meeting. In accordance with the nomination of these three shareholders, I hereby declare that the following shareholders be and are returned unopposed to be shareholder members of the Statutory Audit Committee: Mr. Peter Anyanuku, Mr. Adelakun Lukman Adeshola, and Alhaji Wahab A. Ajani. The following shareholders have been duly elected to join the directors on the audit committee. Please stand up for recognition. Mr. Peter Enyanuku, Mr. Adelakun Lukman Adeshola, and Alhaji Wahab Ajani. On behalf of the board and the shareholders, may I congratulate you on your election. Item number 7. You may be seated. Item number 7. Disclosure of remuneration of managers of the company. The next item on the agenda concerns the remuneration of the managers of the company. Section 238 and 257 of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 requires the company at each general meeting to disclose the remuneration of managers of the company. I hereby draw the attention of the shareholders to pages 63 and 64 of the annual report, which contains a report on the remuneration of the managers of the company. Will someone please move a motion for the noting of the remuneration of the managers of the company? Okay, I want somebody from the middle, the gentleman in t-shirt over there. The gentleman in t-shirt, yes. We are moving a motion when we finish. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Olashege Babatunde Amza is my name. I move that motion.
Thank you. Will a shareholder from here second? The lady, yes, the lady there in glasses. The lady in glasses. The lady in glasses.
Thank you, Chairman, for the recognition. Okeleye Adenike Elizabeth. I second the motion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We take the observation and then we can make progress. The observation, yes.
Good morning, sir. Chairman. My name is Ibekwe Roberts Adenova. The truth is, we are calling for observation. That observation should have been allowed before that motion was carried out. This is just a disclosure and does not require moving or seconding. Please, sir, I say this so that we do not run foul of the regulators' rules. This is just disclosure. Please, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We are not voting on it, so you know, there are different thoughts about some of these issues. So I am not calling for any vote to take place on it, but it's not unusual, yes, to receive, yeah, true motions. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So thank you, everybody. We are not voting on the matter. Yes, thank you. Special business. Item number 8, approval of non-executive directors' remuneration. The next item on the agenda concerns the remuneration of non-executive directors. As this item concerns me, it is my pleasure to invite the Group Managing Director, Mr. Theo Eniola Netufo, to conduct this part of the proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished shareholders, I hereby move that the remuneration of non-executive directors in respect of the year ended 31st December 2022 be approved, as highlighted in the financial statement, page 63, note 44, be approved. I will therefore call on the shareholder, one shareholder among us to please second the motion. Let me follow my chairman's step. I invite the sister, the last row there, our mommy in the last row there. Can you please second the motion? Please give it to that lady. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Thank you, my director.
Okay.
I am Abose the Salami. I second the motion.
Thank you. I therefore request members to vote for this resolution by poll, as I call the registrar to kindly conduct the poll.
Thank you, MD. So we'll have the resolution on display and the timer up. Please vote. The timer is up. Press 1 for yes. Press 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting is in progress. Please press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. We have 100% in favor, and this translates to 1,593,266,000 shares. And we have 42,000 units against the resolution and 8,000 units abstained. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The resolution is carried. I therefore hand over back to my chairman to continue the business of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Netufo. We go to item number 9 on the agenda, to amend Article 51 of the company's Article of Association. The next item on the agenda is to pass a special resolution to amend Article 51 of the Articles of Association by replacing the extant provision with the following clause, and I quote, "A general meeting to be known as the annual general meeting shall be held once in every calendar year, at such time not being more than 15 months after the holding of the last preceding annual general meeting, place and manner as may be determined by the directors. A general meeting of the company may be held virtually, via teleconference, or through any other electronic or technological means as the directors may determine." Section 53 of the Act of the Companies and Allied Matters Act provides that, subject to the provisions of this Act and to the conditions and other provisions contained in its memorandum, a company may, by special resolution, alter or add to its articles, including deletion or modification of the provisions. I hereby move that Article 51 of the Articles of Association be amended. Will a shareholder please second the motion? Yes, yes. Just take it easy. Mr. Ikeja, you had raised something around this issue earlier. Yes, let's hear you. Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, my observation is like this. In amending that clause, I proposed earlier and seconded by my brother Adeleke that virtual meeting, if the board so wish. And I said, I reminded you, your second home is in Canada. If you travel there, there's nothing stop you joining the meeting. If you have the means or the communication to join the meeting, and if the network did not take you away, so be it. Then there must be a physical meeting. In absence of, I'm not there, I travel to east, I travel to north, and I want to participate in the Ikeja hotel meeting. I should be able to do so by sending me that link. That means I'm not missing out, I'm participating. So those who are opportune, who are in Lagos, or the meeting held in Lagos or elsewhere, who want to be physical, should also be there at the meeting. And somebody made a bridge, a high bridge. So Mr. Chairman, I'm saying that physical meeting and virtual meeting, as the director determined, are going to be conducted simultaneously. That's all. So that clause must be started here. Hybrid meeting, including virtual and physical, or electronically, whatever means, are included. No.
I am just trying to, yes, sir.
I'm not done.
Security implications. We can control this. If it's open to everybody, anybody can join from anywhere in the world.
No, they have technology to do that. That's not technology. No, in terms of joining virtually. No, you can't. Okay, thank you.
So I can move that motion as amended. You can read it.
Yes, let me read what
Okay.
I think is reflecting the
Wait,
views.
don't hush me.
So, a general meeting to be known as the annual general meeting shall be held once in every year, every calendar year, at such time, not be more than 15 months after the holding of the last preceding annual general meeting, at a place and manner as may be determined by the directors. A general meeting of the company may be held physically, provided that those unable to attend can attend virtually via teleconferencing or through any other electronic or technological means as the directors may determine.
I so second that motion, Boniface Ikeja, as amended.
Thank you. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution as amended by poll?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So we'll have the resolution on display as amended. The time is, it's duly amended. The timer is up. Please vote. Press 1 for yes, or 2 for no, or 3 if you abstain. Voting is in progress. Please press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting has ended and we have 100%, which represents 721,644,000 units. And we have 23,000 against the resolution and 2,000 abstained. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I declare the motion as having been carried. We go to, first of all, I want to thank shareholders, and the board is very sensitive to how shareholders feel, and we've demonstrated it again on this particular issue. Item number 10, to amend Article 125 of the company's Article of Association. The next item on the agenda is to pass a special resolution to amend Article 125 of the Articles of Association by replacing the extant provision with the following clause. Quote, a notice which expression for the purpose of these presents shall be deemed to include and shall include any summons, notice, process, order, judgment, or any other document in relation to or in the winding up of the company may be given by the company to any member either personally or by sending it by post, electronic mail, publication on the company's website, SMS, or any other electronic means, or by cable sent to him at his registered address, provided that in the case of a member having a registered address outside Nigeria, it shall be given by email, or other electronic means, cable or telex to him at his registered address or email. Section 53 of the Act provides that subject to the provisions of this Act and to the conditions or other provisions contained in its memorandum, a company may by special resolution alter or add to its articles, including deletion or modification of the provisions. I hereby move that Article 125 of the Articles of Association be amended. Will a shareholder please second the motion by raising up his or her hand? Sorry, the gentleman here.
Thank you, my chairman. The name is Engineer Victor Ininaya. I second the motion.
Thank you. Can we hear you, Mr. Adeleke, on your point of order?
Mr. Chairman, I am looking at this and I want to first appreciate the fact that you listen to shareholders. The essence of a notice is to confirm that the addressee receives it. That's the essence of a notice. I can't send a letter to you and keep it in my house and assume that you have gotten it. So to that extent, everything you have stated here is in order except publication on the company's website. Publication on the company website will not stand as a notice because there is no way for you to confirm that that notice is received. You send it to my SMS, fine. You send it to my mail, fine. You send it to but it can't, publishing it on your website cannot be taken as a notice served on the recipient. So I will be standing to amend, with your kind permission, Chairman, that the phrase publication on the company's website be taken away from this proposed amendment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I can see the wisdom in the point that you're making. But let me just explain the rationale and then we can decide. Yeah, I said I can see the wisdom in Mr. Adeleke's point. But let me explain the rationale and then we can take a decision on that. There are certain documents of the company. Let's say, for instance, the financial statement. So the financial statement could be like 200 pages, right? You can publish the financial statement on the website. Then you can send an email with a link to people to say, go to the website and you'll see rather than sending it, sending the same statement to everybody. So what will come to you will just be a short email, but it will point you to the website. so that the document is lodged in only one place, right? But everybody will have access to it in that place. So that's really what the issue is. And there are so many things that you publish on the, for instance, Securities and Exchange Commission today, if they take a regulatory action, they don't bother again. They just publish it on their website, and it's regarded as notice, like constructive notice to the whole world. So from the legal point of view, that we have what is called constructive notice. So for instance, the question whether you are a director of a company, right? There is a constructive notice that if you are on the CAC platform, that amounts to notice to the whole world. And that's why when you're doing business, you are required to go and check the position of the company as CAC, because there's constructive notice. So there's a concept of constructive notice. And that's what we are trying to, so I'm trying to tell you that even though you are thinking that even the email is like a post office. It's like if they drop your letter in your post office box. It doesn't, I'm not sure you got it. You have to go to your post office box, open it to get the mail. And email is exactly the same thing. If you don't log in, put your password, you know there's a message for you there, right? And then beyond that, you then have personal service on you where they actually see you and serve on you. And then you have constructive notice where anything you put, let's say at CAC, the whole world has constructive notice of it. And it's the same idea, the same concept. So from a technical legal point of view, it's not exactly correct that publication on the website cannot amount to notice. Thank you. So, yes, thank you. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, you can publish things on your website, but we're also mindful of hackers. Because when we give more rooms for hackers to begin to penetrate our website to do unusual things, it's not good for the company. Yes, things related to information to shareholders must be sent to them on the address which they have been given, captured by the registrar. That is not in doubt. But that does not mean, that your information cannot be on your website. It can be. Those who can able to have the website link and penetrate and get that information, so be it. So I think it should run pari passu. And not excluding that shareholders have been denied information on to go by the website. That one I will be against. But anything that need to shareholder information must also go to them by whatever means, but not depending on electronically or website. So you can't say every shareholder must go on website and start crashing that site. That information you had given out for them have been denied. So I believe that your information to the member public or whatever should also remain your website, but shareholder must be given the hand information they expected for the company.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. The management will bear all this contribution in mind, and they will develop a protocol on how it's implemented. Thank you. So may I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrar to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on display. The timer is up. Please vote. Press 1 for yes, press 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting is ongoing. Please press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting has ended. We have 100% in favor of the resolution. This translates to 1,592,807,000 units in favor, while we have 35,000 that voted against the resolution, and 14,000 units abstained from the resolution.
Thank you very much. I declare the motion as having been carried. We go to item number 11, approval of resolutions on bonus issue and rights issue. Item number 11 on the agenda is the approval of the following resolutions. That pursuant to Articles 6 and 48 of the Company's Articles of Association, and the directors having so recommended, the shareholders hereby approve the issue of a bonus issue of 1 share for every 3 shares held in the company, amounting to 692,932,133 units at 50 kobo each, at a total cost of 346,466,066 kobo, 66 naira 50 kobo, to members on the register of members as at July 4, 2023, to be set off from the company's retained earnings in the year 2022 audited accounts of the company. That additional capital be raised by the issuance of 1,133,888,945 units of unissued shares of the company as a rights issue at the rate of 1 naira per share to existing shareholders, based on 6 new ordinary shares for every 11 ordinary shares held in the company, to members on the register of members as at December 13, 2022, based on the 2022 audited accounts of the company. Section 124 of the Act provides that the power to allot shares shall be vested in the company, which may delegate it to the directors, subject to any conditions or directions that may be imposed in the articles or from time to time by the company in general meeting, and subject to the provisions of the Investment and Securities Act. I note the comment that was made that maybe we should reconsider the pricing. Mr. Adeleke is not here. He made a very important comment that we should reconsider the pricing. Yes. Yes, just 1 minute. Yeah. I note that your observation that you felt the pricing. Sorry, I can just 1 minute. Maybe the approval can be given subject to the board going.
Yes, exactly. That's that. We'll give you that
prices.
blanket approval, but you have to mark the price in the market and just give some discount, and then that will be an appropriate pricing model.
Okay. Yeah, but they are against it. They are saying the discount is too much. Because if the price is 3 naira, it's like you are giving them to 10 discount. It's too much. That's their complaint. Sorry. Yes. We'll come to you. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, as Mr. Adeleke mentioned, the funny part of it is institutional investor will pick it up. So we give you that blanket something, then you go and rectify it. But definitely, if institutional investor will take it, they will take it.
Sorry. 1 minute. Let him talk and I'll let him.
Mr. Chairman, I think my position and that of like mine here should be the board had a prerogative to discount, to give a kind of incentive to encourage shareholder
to take their right issue. But then it has to base on the market valuation. On market valuation. If currently it's trading at 3 naira, it depends on when you want to come to the market. Because you may say, okay, I'm coming August or September. Maybe the market is about 2 naira or thereabout, Since it's the right issue, there must be a discount accompanied, Encourage your shareholder to mop up your right. It's an encouragement. We are compensating them for losses over the years of no dividend. It's not institutional investors. It's meant for ordinary shareholders. And when that is done, I encourage shareholders to participate and take their right fully. Because the company things are looking up now on the company. So the era of dividend coming should be now for shareholders to exercise their right. When we get that money and doing good business, there's no way we can hold back dividend to shareholders. So it could be 150, it could be 2 naira. That's how the board prerogative. That means the financial advisor you appointed will advise you on the right price to target, And you now, board is okay, why you are recommending 2 naira? We are saying 150 to give incentive to our shareholder to take that right.
Okay.
So you should go back to the board and work it.
Thank you.
We will approve the resolution here. The board and the issue house will now talk about the right pricing.
Thank you. Thank you. The last comment here. Yes. The last comment. The last comment. Give it to him. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Number one, I want to draw your attention to the issue of unissued shares. There's a regulation on that which has closed December last year. Have we suffered any penalty from what we are just doing now?
Okay, thank you.
I want to know that.
Yeah.
Then secondly, I wonder why you are offering us 1 naira as shareholders, and my other colleagues are saying no. Please, so exempt me. I want to pay buy at the rate of 1 naira. Please, thank you.
So thank you. No. We've had enough. We've had enough. We've had enough. We've had enough. Yes. We've had enough. We've had enough. On the question that was asked, we started the process. We started the process of the bonus issues before the expiration of the deadline. Yes. So we are just trying to complete it. So we don't believe there's any regulatory issue from the CAC side. Yeah, so we started the process. On the issue of the pricing, we again started this process a long time ago, and many things have happened since then. We sort of have a duty to act in the best interest of the company. And I think that it's based on that Mr. Adeleke raised that issue. Yes, even though as shareholders you want to get it at the cheapest price. But if things have changed dramatically between when we came up with this idea and now that we are before you, then it's only fair that maybe we should go back and speak with the financial advisors. So maybe what should happen is that the approval should be at a price to be determined by the board. So that gives some flexibility, yes. Is okay. Because even when if the bonus goes in, the price will fall. So let the financial advisors advise us. The price will likely fall as soon as the bonus is done. Yeah. So subject to that amendment, just to say at a price to be determined by the board, I move that pursuant to Article 6 and 48 of the company's Articles of Association, and the directors having so recommended, the shareholders hereby approve the issue of a bonus issue of 1 share for every 3 shares held in the company, amounting to 692,932,133 units at 50 kobo each, at a total cost of 66 naira 50 kobo to members on the register as at July 4, 2023 to be set off from the company's retained earnings in the 2022 audited accounts of the company. Would the shareholder please rise and second this motion? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The name is Sahecho Nwabweze. I second the motion.
Thank you very much. May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The resolution is on display. The timer is up. Please vote. The timer is up. Press 1 for yes. Press 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting is ongoing. Please press your devices. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting has ended. We have 100 in favor of the resolution, and this translates to 1,593,284,000 units. And we have 3,000 units against the resolution and 2,000 units abstained from the resolution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Registrar. I declare the motion carried. Sorry. I declare the motion carried. I hereby move again that additional capital be raised by the issuance of 1,133,888,945 units of unissued shares of the company as a rights issue at the rate to be determined by the board to existing shareholders based on 6 new ordinary shares for every 11 ordinary shares held in the company to members on the register of members as of December 13, 2022, based on the 2022 audited accounts of the company. Would the shareholder please rise and second this motion? The gentleman behind. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, my chair. I rise to second the motion. Oloyede Kayode Lateef is my name.
May I now call on members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on display, and the timer is up. Please vote. The timer is up. Please vote. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting is still in progress. Voting has ended, and we have 99.97% in favor of the resolution and 0.02% abstained. This translates to 1,592,811,000 in favor of the resolution, 39,000 units against the resolution, and 386,000 units abstained from the resolution. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Registrar. I declare the motion carried. We go to item number 12, authorization of directors regarding bonus issue and rights issue. I hereby move that the directors be and are hereby authorized to take all such actions and do all such acts, deeds, and things as they may deem necessary to give effect to the above resolutions, including executing or authorizing the execution of all relevant documents and appointing any required professional advisors and that all actions previously taken by the directors in that regard be and are hereby ratified. Would a member, a shareholder, please rise and second this motion?
Now, thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the recognition. My name is Alaji Abdulkabir Sarumi. I rise to second the motion.
Thank you so much. May I now call on the members to vote on the resolution by poll? I will hand over to the registrars to conduct the poll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We have the resolution on display, and the timer is up. Please vote. The timer is up. Voting is in session. Please press 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 to abstain. Voting is ongoing. Voting has ended, and we have 100% in favor of the resolution. This translates to 1,588,361,000 units, and we have 7,000 against the resolution and 3,000 abstained. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I declare the motion carried. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the business of this year's annual general meeting. On behalf of the board, I thank you for attending this meeting and showing so much interest in your company's affairs. Before we take the national anthem, and before I declare the meeting closed, I did mention earlier that we have just concluded the construction of a new facility here. I would like to invite us to just walk, if you have the time, to just, after the meeting, to walk around to see the facility. We appreciate that. Yes. And then I would like to, I keep telling you that we have our regulators here, so, we should be of good behavior. So, I just want to recognize our regulators, Ms. Kelechi Azubike-Luke from SEC, Ms. Lillian Dako from NGX, Abimbola Abubakar from CSC, Chidi Collins from Financial Reporting Council, and Egbo Ignatius from Financial Reporting Council. We are very, very grateful for your presence with us here today. I thank you all.
Fellow shareholders, dear shareholders, please can we leave the high table, please?
Leave the high table. Go and sit down. Go and sit down.
Can we leave the high table? Solomon. MD, if you keep collecting, they will keep coming. So please, 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 gentlemen, thank you. Dear shareholders, you know we have our regulators here. Please, please, I'm appealing to you. The company will not be able to distribute cash, otherwise we will be fined heavily. But they have made provision for some form of refreshment for everybody. Now, the only thing is that if we don't behave, then we are going to be the losers. Please, I'm appealing to you, please. The number of all the shareholders, please now, please, go and sit down, sir. Please, go and sit down, please. Please, I'm appealing to you. Please, go and sit down, please. Please. All right. Hello. We have an overflow outside. That's notwithstanding. All of us here were 408. The food is 450. So everybody is taken care of. Please, I'm begging you. The directors are going to honor us for the next 5-10 minutes. They will be seated, and that distribution will be made while you are seated. Please, I'm appealing to you. Please, I beg you. So any moment from now, they will come in. Give them the slip they gave to you, the slip with which you are accredited. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. May I call on Dr. Mojola to give us the closing prayer? And I declare this meeting as having been closed. But we'll be here. Dr. Mojola.
Can we all rise up for prayer?
Àwa yàn bàbá oore tó ṣe ó yẹ ká máa dúpẹ́ rẹ̀ máa rí o òpó jèsè ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́ o ọpẹ́ máa yẹ ó bàbá akíríṣọ́rẹ́ o aṣọ́rẹ́ kiri kọ́lé mọ́lé àtúnbí mọ́lé mọ́.